Hey there, everybody. I'm George Zeke and Liu, and with me here is Mr. Playoff Beard, and today we're here for a very special live stream, which is basically servers are going to go down in about now.
So this is the update 1.6 live preview that is coming up.
Yep.
So hype. Get excited. This is going to be 1.6. You are going to get it a few days early. The official launch is still July 2nd, but we wanted to put the update live a few days in advance so that people got a chance to tell us if we messed anything up, if there are any bugs, if there are any problems. So we're doing it this way. We're making sure we don't have a repeat of 1.5, but the good news is this means you get all of the awesome
everything's.
Even sooner. You get access to the ice boxes and the glory boxes.
Oh, yeah.
We're likely going to have Rona available as well during this period. There's one thing that we're just checking on, and if we get sign off on that, then Rona will also be available during this early period. So kind of the official day is still July 2nd.
Yep.
But you're going to be able to start playing 1.6 today.
Hopefully nothing explodes.
Yes, hopefully nothing explodes. I think we're going to have some matches just like Friday where we're able to see full games with Rona. We're trying to get that together on the fly, so I hope that works out.
We already have games.
Perfect.
Man, Wolfhands is
Wolfhands
awesome.
is the man. So it looks like Freak is missing there, or waiting for him. But looks like we're close to getting a match to kick off.
Yep.
So you'll be able to see full games. Zken is going to talk through these games, but more importantly, this is what you've been waiting for. Zken is going to go into all of the hero and item balance changes. If you want to know what changed with Big Red Button, if you want to know what changed with Petal, if you want to know why things changed with Petal the way they did, if you want to know why he won't let me implement changes to Saw that we need, Zken is going to be your man for that.
Yep.
We're also going to have a very special guest a little bit later on, and we are going to have Ice, which you'll need to do from your computer.
Aw, will I?
Yeah.
All right.
It's because I still have to work.
Hey, I have to work too.
This is work. This is also fun. But I'm going to need to step out to continue preparations for 1.6 going live. But obviously you couldn't be in any better hands than this guy who also has been spending a ton of time on the hero and item tuning. So really, actually, the perfect person to walk you through all of the changes in 1.6, as well as, obviously the casual and rank queues and the ice boxes and all that good stuff. So all that to come.
Looks like we have a game
later
already
on.
Starting.
Let's get.
You should show off your shirt first.
Oh. Yeah.
So after you has become a member of the Shinkai gang, which is super awesome.
I'm an honoree. I'm like, those people who are too old who go to the college and they get the honorary degree.
Okay.
I'm an honorary member of the Shinkai gang, I would think. Or no, actually, you know what? That's not a guild, right? That's more like just fans of Shin and viewers of the stream. I can be a part of that. I'm not going to be a part of Ardent per se.
Here we go. Into the match right now. Boom.
Okay, so welcome everyone. If you're wondering what is going on, where is the game? We are down for update 1.6 activation. This is the live preview period. We're going to have a few days of a live preview of everything in the update before the official release on July 2nd. And that will give all of you an opportunity to tell us what we messed up and give us a chance to fix it.
Hopefully nothing. I
hope nothing too. But usually there's one or two things that sneak in there. Yeah. OP clouds or UP chat keyboards.
Yes. Oh man.
So we'll see what happens there. But it looks like we got Test Raider. You see there now it says support instead of roam. So we have a support Catherine with a jungle Celeste. I love that. And we're seeing at high elo just a ton of lane Rona, even though I would still say Rona's probably considered jungle primary for most elo ranges. But a lot of lane play. Kind of we're seeing a bit of a melee lane meta right now. Do have a change to Book of Eulogies.
We do.
Yeah, so
which I will talk about right now.
All right.
I'll move my computer over here.
Perfect. So enjoy getting into all of this stuff.
There are things in my way.
If you feel like you don't have to do, 42 things on your own here, I am going to bail and come back in a
All
bit
right,
when
you're free
all
to
of
ditch me.
my stuff is done. But stay with us. It's going to be fun. We're going to do ice giveaways. We're going to show you lots of... These are live games. This is nothing pre-recorded. These are people we have on a special environment while the servers are down to play real games with Rona so you can get a chance to see her in action.
Yep.
If you missed Friday's stream, Ken is going to walk you through all of her abilities, everything that she does, what she does well, what her weaknesses are.
All the things.
All the things,
All
as
the
well as
things.
all the hero and item balance updates.
Yeah.
All the good stuff in 1.6. I will see you in a bit. Have fun. Stay with us until 1.6 is live. It's going to be a good time.
Yep, so Playoff Fear is abandoning me. I think I should report him. In any case.
I'm going to lose karma.
He's going to lose karma, yes. Alright, in any case, we got 2 Ronas in lane. I'm just going to let you guys watch those guys for a little bit. I'm going to talk about the changes to Book of Eulogies. So, what we've done to Book of Eulogies, it now only grants healing on killing lane minions and jungle monsters. This means that when you kill enemy heroes, when you kill, like, a turret, you won't randomly get health out of it. In addition, it only grants the larger melee healing. So normally it's, you get the range healing if you kill a minion. You get the melee healing if you kill a minion as a melee hero. Now it's you must melee basic attack to get the kill to get the increased healing. Otherwise you'll just get the normal healing from it. So and in addition to that, Book of Eulogies, the heal is down from 35 to 30 on the overall heal, and 70 to 60 on the melee heal. So if you kill, a minion or a monster with like Jules Thunderstrike, you will only get 30. However, if you melee basic attack it, you will get the full 60. So this really makes melee laners a little bit more interesting in that they have to choose, okay, it'll be a little bit more difficult to last hit if I want the heal. However, I can still last hit safely if I have those abilities, but melee laners such as like Taka, such as Glaive, who still rely very heavily on their basic attacks, will still do fine lane. It's basically a little nerf to Jewel, and basically forces melee laners to be a little bit less safe in lane. Because in the prior patch, in 1.5, it was very easy for melee laners to just sit in lane and be like, well, you can harass me all you want, but I'm just going to stand here and farm, and I will never get pushed out of lane. So that is something we were trying to address with this fix. So right now, these Ronas are doing pretty well. I'm basically just spectating Nerf Big Dog because that way I can talk about the patch notes while we are watching these Ronas. And if you didn't know, Rona's first ability, Into the Fray, is basically a leap into a target area. So similar to Jules' Rocket Leap, but Rona's, when she lands, she will also create a slow field, which you can see right here, that test phase just casted. After 1 second, a slow field will appear in that area for about 3 seconds. And it'll also do damage when the ground ruptures. Her second ability, Foe Splitter. It's hard for me to remember these ability names right now. They're new to me still. So Foe Splitter. Oh, I hear someone coming up the stairs. Who is it? It's Sugar Venom. Hello.
I have your lunch, sweetheart.
Oh, that's awesome. I will eat it after the stream.
Okay, I'll put it right here for you.
Thank
whatever
you.
you want.
All right, I have a lunch, guys. This is great. In any case, say hi to Sugar Venom. She's
Hello.
awesome.
Who's playing?
We're just watching people on the on the private server. So something we set up, and just making sure we can watch some games.
Okay, well, I'm going to get my computer and set up so I can talk to people in the chat.
All right, sounds good. All right. In addition to that, Barb Needle healing is also down on that a little bit. So 50 to 40. Melee heal is 100 to 85. So still pretty good for sustain, but not quite as overwhelming. So when you do harass your opponents, it will stick. And I feel like that's very important to make laning just a little bit more interesting. Alrighty. These two runs are basically just hitting each other a lot. Nerf Big Dog is doing pretty well. 27 CS to test phase 22, so pretty good for him. However, test phase is going to be able to last hit most of these minions without too much issue. In the jungle, so one change we made to Catherine. This is like the smallest change ever, but it just makes sense. So Catherine's Captain of the Guard perk now gives you one shield in addition to the 1 armor every time you get a stun or a silence on an enemy, because it didn't really make sense that, you would have this perk, but it's only effective against weapon. So we basically made the change to have it work on both weapon and crystal power. So pretty nice there. In addition to that, I think I'll talk about things as they come up. So Adagio, well, they're fighting right now, so let's watch Adagio a little bit. Adagio, he's doing things. He's not really doing things. He's just running around in circles. All right. In any case, let's see. It changes to Adagio. So Adagio's base damage is up from 65 to 75. His final scaling is still 118, so it hasn't changed the late game. But his early game will be a little bit better last hit. He'll be a little bit more powerful in those early game skirmishes. So overall, a little bit of quality life to his early game. So better in lane, better in jungle, better overall. However, the things that we really did change was his perk. So Arcane Renewal is up from 20% to 35%, which is actually quite huge. As a fight breaks off right here, Nissim getting the kill. However, his teammates might die. Test rate extremely low. And will he be able to get the kill? He kills both of them. What a hero. This is a triple kill on a Catherine. Not something you see every day. Very, very nicely played there. In any case, Arcane Renewal up from 20% to 35%. So this is actually extremely good for sustaining Adagio's energy. He's able to cast that Arcane Fire onto a mob of minions and just have his allies, do some damage, and he'll very quickly heal up his energy or regenerate or recharge his energy rather. In addition to that, Gift of Fire, the burst heal crystal ratio is up from 50% to 65%. So this basically makes his heal a little bit stronger in fights, and if you want to build crystal, he's a little bit more effective. So as a support, won't change too much, but if you're going for a crystal, this is actually extremely good because you'll be a little bit more sustaining and you're going to be able to cast your abilities more often because you'll have more energy. On top of that, Agent of Wrath, the damage crystal ratio is up from 65% to 85%, and this is actually quite big. So that's a 20 extra percent on that crystal ratio on Agent of Wrath, and this will actually make Adagio at building crystal quite scary. So if he's able to get that farm, if he's able to get a good amount of gold, he's going to be able to just sustain very well in fights, and even if he doesn't sustain himself, he's going to make his allies very tough to kill. So when you pair him up with a Krull, when you pair him up with a Rona, anyone who can attack quickly. So with Rona's perk making her attack faster, Adagio is actually extremely good with her because with Agent of Wrath casted onto a Rona, she will be doing so much damage just by throwing her basic attacks. Hello, you're back. What's
I'm
up?
back. Sugar Venom's back.
Have a seat.
I will. Actually,
All
someone
right.
else
Oh,
is
someone
coming
else
right
is
now.
coming.
Yes.
All right.
Sounds like a monster.
Oh, we should be scared.
Yes.
All right. Fortunately, we have another chair, so we have 3 seats. Take a seat.
Oh, shoot.
All right.
It's a family cast.
This is.
I got my art shirt on. We're ready to do this.
All right. So this here is Chainsaw. He is awesome. He's gonna talk to us about things later. But in the meantime, we're in the middle of a match, and things are happening. People are getting silenced. People are maybe gonna die. Let's see if the red team can pull anything off.
Oh my goodness. If they just spread out their line just a little bit and draw them in.
Oh, that's
there's
a
a
nice
chance.
collapse.
Oh, red team's going real strong though.
Yep. So he lost his voice because.
Because I was yelling at students.
Yep. He was yelling at students, so it happens. Let's see what else is in this patch in this game. Nothing in particular. So you might have noticed that when you do use a flare gun, it'll either if an ally uses a flare gun, it'll have a little green circle under it, so it makes it more clear. Did your ally use it or did your enemy use it? Which is kind of nice. Alrighty, another big fight going on here. We have people jumping in everywhere.
There we go. Spin to win is real.
Yeah, Nerf Big Dog does make it out, so that's pretty surprising.
Good job.
Testface sitting on almost no health. I'm surprised he's staying. Adagio might go in for that kill, but he's going to be in a lot of danger under that turret. So not going to happen. Hauk? I don't even know how to say that name. Well, Celeste is trying to blow people up with heliogenesis. Genocide? I still don't know how to say a plural of that. With heliogenesis, whatever.
Genesis usually is a singular situation, isn't it?
I would say so. Alright. So blue team, not doing too poorly right now. They are down 600 gold, but they're going for this gold mine. This could be a little bit dangerous for them. Testface getting dropped out pretty quickly.
Oh, that was
Testface
pretty intense,
going in
yeah.
with the Merciless Pursuit. Gets the stun onto Adagio. Adagio is cutting it back as far as he can. He uses the Gift of Fire, heals
Good
himself.
job, and here comes their big dog.
Big Dog is going to Nissim. Gets the stun onto Huck.
Come on.
And Big Dog jumps
here's
on
the
him.
slow.
Oh, nice core collapse
Cutting
right
off
there.
the
Oh,
escape.
the Solar Storm comes out.
So good.
That was fantastic. Huck
And
goes
here it
down.
comes, spin to win.
The
Yeah.
red mist just doing work right
That's
there.
right. That's right.
So you play a good amount of Rona, right?
Yeah.
How do you? What do you like building on her?
I do like building weapon speed and vamp on her.
Mhm.
I tend to use her very much like a bruiser. I go in, cause a lot of damage, and step out for a little bit. And then what I try to do is basically cut off areas of escape and soften up the opponents.
Sounds like a good plan. All right, Tesfaye right here, getting into a little danger. We have a little bit of lag up here because our internet in this office is a little bit wonky sometimes, but that's totally fine. Nerf Big Dog, currently building, looks like double Serpent's Mask, so pretty effective build if you're
Yeah, that's a
going
good
for the
build,
Red
yeah,
Mist.
For sure.
But it does make her second ability a little bit weaker.
Well, one of the things I like to build with Serpent Mask is crit.
Mhm.
So, you actually get a little bump in Vamp as well, because the crit and the Vamp kind of synergize well together.
Right. And the thing about Red Mist is, though, it doesn't crit, but it does take a lot of your weapon power. I think it's like 200% weapon ratio or somewhere around there. So it does a lot of damage, and if you're able to keep it on a group of enemies, you're going to be healing a lot with the Serpent's Mask.
For sure.
Alright, Nissim taking a little bit of damage here, but not too concerned. Goldmine just chilling out there.
Yeah, if you notice the size of Rona, she's, I would say, probably on the top three, as far as size goes, top three. The other two being
Glaive.
and Jewel.
Okay.
Glaive being number one, I think. Glaive's probably the biggest guy.
Yeah, Glaive is huge. Makes sense, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, Nerf Big Dog is spinning again. Tesfaye taking a good amount of damage. Does not drop, and this could be bad for the red team. Oh, Tesfaye goes
Oh my
down.
goodness. Good
Solar
job.
Storm comes out. Ooh, barely doesn't kill
Oh.
Nissim.
Oh.
Tesfaye is in,
Oh.
but Nerf Big Dog is
No.
making his way out. Will he all make it?
Just a little bit.
It's
Oh.
close. He's running. He is running.
Go.
One more second. Oh, he's not
Good
going to go
job.
into the fray, so... Oh, well. So Nerf Big Dog doing pretty well for himself right now. He's
Really?
currently... he's just doing fantastically.
Yeah, really a good understanding of positioning and when to run and when to jump in.
Mm-hmm. And right here, the red team does take a 2.2 gold advantage, so pretty
Yeah.
good for them. That's mostly coming from the 2 gold mines that I've taken. The kills definitely in favor of the red side, and right here, Dodger's taking a lot of damage, but he'll be okay.
What I'm really,
maybe not.
What I'm really enjoying is this sort of a lack of emotional play. A lot of people get flustered by stuff, and not at all. These guys, both these teams are keeping a really tight rein on everything.
Most definitely. Oh, barely misses with the Heliogenesis.
Good job.
This is a really good opportunity for the blue team to take down this turret, or even potentially dive Nerf Big Dog, but he's healing up pretty quickly. The double Serpent's Mask, really, really strong. Or
for
double
sure.
lifesteal item, rather. Doesn't quite have his second Serpent's Mask quite yet.
Yeah, that's correct.
Mm-hmm. So one thing about playing against Serona is when she does jump in, it's very easy for Catherine to stun her. It's very easy for Celeste to core collapse, but right now they are doing a
Here
lot
we
of
go.
damage. And right there, Nerf Big Dog, he was kited around pretty well,
Oh, yeah,
so
that's pretty bad.
really well played by the blue side. Basically, she jumped in as Rona, and they just ran away. And that's what you should do against Rona. You don't want to turn and fight while you're standing in the red mist because it just does so much damage.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why characters like Celeste are really good against her, because there's some really nice kiting opportunities, especially if she's in there running around in the mix and core collapse just starts wreaking havoc on her.
Most definitely.
Does into the phrase damage reduction protect against the damage? I don't know what that even means, Zekin.
Into the fray, for each enemy hero you land on, it'll reduce 20% damage, incoming damage to you. So if you land on 3 enemy heroes, you basically take 40% damage for the next 3 seconds, and that's huge. Like, you are basically unkillable for a couple seconds, unless you're just like really far behind.
Here we go. She's engaging. I love when she spins her axes.
It's beautiful.
That's right. The axes are named for you guys: War Song and Whistle.
Ooh, okay. War Song and Whistle. Sounds good. And she is spinning, so Tesfaye trying to counter spin.
All right. Let's
That's
see
a pretty
who
good-
has the best build, yo.
Okay, let's see if the Solar Storm does come out. This is gonna be... Oh, I felt like she should have gone for that. Would have been a kill. Gotta have more confidence in yourself.
That's
You
right.
had the energy for it, too. All
Celeste
right.
seems to be making a lot of the difference between this Rona versus Rona.
Oh, definitely. Like, especially with the Catherines. Oh, we're lagging a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't mind that. Adagio is casting his ultimate, but hits no one, so a little bit unfortunate. I definitely thought he would get a few more people. with
Adagio
that.
Adagio synergizes very well with Rona, but unfortunately, in a lot of these matches, Rona's been in there by herself without Adagio.
Yep. Looks like Test Rare is having a little bit of connectivity issues, but that's okay. Hopefully, no one will kill her. Oh, there she goes. She's good now. She is back. All is well in the world. And okay, I don't know if the Flash Flare was necessary there. It didn't really do anything. Yep, so there you can see the green flare coming out from the blue side. If it is an allied flare, it will be green. If it's an enemy flare, it's red still. So makes it a little bit more distinguishable. And Testfake jumps in. Nerf Big Dog, however, is spinning. Guy have to stun on him.
There is a lot of CC.
This is like Beyblades or something. They're just like spinning on each other.
Boom.
That was some serious damage. Nerf Big Dog getting extremely low.
Oh my
Celeste might go down here. No, she gets dropped. And right here, with Adagio and Catherine left, Adagio does some good damage, but not quite as much damage as Rona and Celeste combined, and they have to run. Okay, so right here, it's going to be easy for the red team to walk away from the Rona, as she is slowed when she is casting her red mist.
I think Adagio would do well to invest in a little bit of cooldown so that he can be a little bit more effective healer.
Most definitely. An Aftershock or a Clockwork even would be really good on him. Like, Clockwork is fantastic on Adagio, making sure you have your abilities up constantly, because Adagio really does rely on spamming his abilities. Yeah. He needs to have Agent of Wrath up. He needs to be able to cast Gift of Fire. He's able to keep people so well sustained if he has energy and if he has his cooldowns up.
Which is super important for red team, since they're a low burst team. They really require Adagio to keep them all alive.
Most definitely. And one thing Adagio could do is he can just buff up Rona and let Rona just basically attack people. But the problem with this build synergy right here is Adagio wants to buff Rona or himself. However, Rona right now doesn't have that much attack speed. She does have her perk giving her more attack speed, but she's building basically straight weapon.
Yeah.
And it won't really take advantage of Adagio's support.
Yeah. She's building sort of legit bruiser rather than creating a burst build.
Most definitely, which is fine considering there's not too much sustain on the blue side, but it will be a little bit tough to finish off targets, as you've been seeing in the past few fights. Every time Rona jumps in, she's stunned up by Catherine, she's stunned up by Celeste, and she's just becoming extremely ineffective.
Yeah, especially when you have such a nice anti-Rona with Celeste on the screen.
Most definitely.
Does Red Mist give BP stacks?
I don't think so. I think only basic attacks give BP stacks.
Oh, and can she use her boot speed when she's spinning?
Yes.
Excellent.
So one of the best things to do on Rona is to have a pair of boots ready for when you jump into the enemy team, so you are able to hit those boot activatables and to speed yourself up for the fight. That way people can't get away from you. Unless they have boots of their own, in which case you're out of luck.
That's right.
Alright, Kraken is up, but I don't think our team is going for it quite yet. And this is a pretty interesting game. No one's lost a turret yet. It's just been pretty even across the board. Nissen taking a little bit of damage right here. He, however, will be okay.
Yeah, there's only a 1 death advantage, to be honest.
Yep. And the gold advantage is only 300, which is basically nothing at this point. Alright. Test Raider is just chilling. Maybe looking to put himself in a little bit of danger. This could be bad for him.
Could be really bad.
I don't know where he's going.
Oh my goodness, somebody...
Well, they don't do any damage to him, apparently, so...
That's pretty intense.
That was interesting.
Yeah. That's what we were talking about. Like, the other team has a lot of sustain, but not enough burst.
Yeah, you definitely cannot focus Catherine, and they're definitely looking for...
Super disrespect on Catherine's part.
Yep.
Really counting coup. Here we go.
Oh man, Celeste might drop from the red mist, but she'll be okay.
No.
Oh man. So Rona not doing quite enough damage at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
It's this is gonna be rough for the red team. They don't have any way. They basically have to play these fights incredibly smart, because if they just jump in recklessly, they're just gonna get stunned up. They're gonna lose one member of their team, and even if they like play it safe, the Celeste will just poke them out. So blue team's team composition is just much better for this mid game area.
Oddly enough, I think if Catherine on their side had built kind of a burst Catherine build, it would have made much more of a difference.
Yeah, I definitely think if the red Catherine went with the Aftershock, went with the tension bow, it could have actually been quite good, because the blue team does not want to focus her. They want to focus the Rona down. They want to focus the Dodger down, because those are the main two carries. However, if you leave Catherine unchecked, she's able to do quite a bit of damage on her own.
Yeah. The shield can do a surprising amount of damage too.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And Nissen, yeah, you can see the power of Wacko's heal right there. Just almost like 1/4 of Catherine's health instantly.
That's right.
So quite powerful when you do get a bit of crystal. Testray just chilling out in the middle lane again. I think he's having a little bit of internet issues, but it'll be okay. No, he's okay. He's back and he's running around in circles. Not really sure what he's doing, but it's okay. This is interesting. There's still no turrets down, so this is an opportunity for blue team to get ahead. Honestly, blue team does have a very strong mid to late game team composition, and they do have the turret sieging pressure. Celeste can just drop Heliogenesis everywhere, and just slowly whittle down the turrets. They don't have to push all in one go, but they should be able to just whittle it down, and just slowly force their way onto the red team side. Alright, let's see. Celeste does pick up a Broken Myth. She has an Eve of Harvest. She has pretty good damage right now. Once she gets a Shadow Glass, she's going to be doing some serious damage to the red team whenever she lands anything.
Absolutely.
And
I might switch out that Shiver Steel for a breaking point.
on Nerf Big Dog?
On Nerf Big Dog, yeah. Because he's in there deep for a long time.
That is true. Oh, right here, Celeste might be caught. Nope, she's okay. I think that was a good opportunity for a red team to go in. Yep.
They're asking if Atlas Pauldron reduces attack speed from her perk.
I am actually not sure. I don't think it does. Because that is considered her base attack speed, and Atlas Pauldron does not reduce it below your base attack speed, I think.
Yeah, that's correct.
Alright, Test Raider getting a huge blast turner right here. He goes in on Nerf Big Dog. Nerf Big Dog is caught a little bit.
Is way deep in
But the Dodge ultimate gets blocked.
Right in the middle.
Oh no.
Oh, evaporated again by Celeste.
Nerf Big Dog should just go back in, honestly. Oh, not quite enough sustain. So this is bad for the red side. Red side got a little bit caught.
Yeah.
They went in a little bit overzealously, and they were just dropped. Nissim now just running.
Again, all those multiple core collapses causing a huge difference in the battle.
Oh yeah, one other change. As you notice there, Tesfaye is not regenerating from the ace buff. And the reason for that is, if you get the ace buff and you get hit by a turret, it drops off of you. So this means those really aggressive turret dives will sometimes not pay off quite as well. However, still surviving a little bit of health. They'll be fine. They're going to get the Kraken heal up anyway. But that's something you have to watch out for. If you do jump in for a kill and you're low health yourself, if the turret hits you, you just lose that ace buff and you potentially will drop.
Yeah. Red Mist is really particularly good at taking Kraken.
Oh yeah. Just Rona in general is very, very good at killing Kraken, which is awesome. Alright, so first turret of the game does drop. Blue team might be able to take another one right here because Kraken is coming in. And red team, I don't know if they want to engage on this.
That's right.
It's dangerous.
It's incredibly dangerous.
Heliogenesis comes out, but I guess they're okay.
Is...
Oh, they're spinning. They are spinning.
And here comes the ult. Oh, I thought she was going to pull it.
Oh! Nerf Big Dog goes back in. Howard gets stunned up immediately, so really well played by Test Raider right there, getting the stun off immediately. And this might be the game.
Yeah, it's true. They've been doing a really good job of not only causing damage, but really splitting up the other team.
Right. And right here, I think the main issue for the red side was that they were not able to deal with the double stuns coming out onto Rona. Yeah. So Rona probably should have built a reflex block, maybe even 2 reflex blocks, or a few more crucibles on his team. They are currently there's not really a crucible on the red side, which is a little bit concerning considering all the stuns coming out and the fact that they rely on Red Mist to do a lot of damage.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially with the build that Rona went Nerf Big Dog. He went double Surge and Smash. That basically indicates that he really wants to use Red Mist for all these fights, and he doesn't want to rely on his other abilities. And if you go with a build like that, your teammates have to build Crucibles, or you have to build one yourself. Yep, so good game to the blue team right there, taking this game. So Test Raider, Tesfaye, and Huck. Fantastic game from them.
Yeah, absolutely. I learned a couple of things about Rona positioning just watching this game, so it's always great to get it out into the wild and see how people are gonna, take it and the things that they learn from it.
Yep, most definitely. All right, so this game, Celeste building Eve of Harvest, Broken Myth, Heavy Prism, and Boots and a Reflex Block. Pretty smart build there. The Reflex Block really saving her from the Catherine Silence, or the just the stuns coming out, or Dodger casting his ultimate. So really good use of Reflex Block there. Tesfaye with a safer build, Reflex Block, or a Crucible rather.
That's right.
Serpent's Mask, Bonesaw, Atlas Pawn. This build is basically more geared towards basic attacks and not so much towards Red Mist.
That's right.
Because you're able to shred people down really fast with Bonesaw, make sure you get those all that armor reduced, and be fine with that.
But at the same time, with the Serpent's Mask, you're definitely getting some benefits off of that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Serpent's Mask is a fantastic item on Rona. Definitely something you want to build either first or second.
Sure. And then of course Test Raiders, fountain where it's headed, it's really helpful for Rona as well.
Most definitely. On the other side, you got Dajo with the alternating current and shatter glass. So not a bad build there. I personally would have preferred to see maybe a Frostburn just to help nerf Big Dog keep enemies in range, or even a Broken Myth. Broken Myth, though, is a little bit iffy on Dajo because even though it does give increased damage, it doesn't give you crystal power for your ability. So you won't get more heal, you won't get more damage out of your Agent of Wrath.
Yeah.
But the alternating current, okay here, but I think just going heavy crystal would have been better.
Yeah. I mean, Catherine was going hard support, so I think anything that would have allowed Adagio to increase the damage capabilities of both himself and Rona would have been great.
Yep, so right here, Catherine, Aegisneum, Alice Pauldron, Double Fountain. I would have liked to see some those fountains to be Crucibles instead. I think it would have been much more efficient in these fights. But, that's his choice. Not bad, but could have been a little bit better, I think.
Sure. I mean, cooldown Adagio not only increases his own personal damage when you're doing Aftershock, but having the buff up all the time so that you can constantly buff Rona's damage, not just heal her, it adds to the overall DPS of the team.
Oh yeah, most definitely. All right, so...
Can you do me a favor, Zeke, and just explain for everyone who's joined us since the beginning of the game why we're updating today instead of the day we said? I've been telling people it's just because we're super evil that way.
All right, so we're updating today because this is the 1.6 live preview patch. So basically, we want to make sure we get everything right for the actual launch. And so if you guys find any bugs on live, if you find anything in particular that you think should be fixed immediately, let us know and we'll get it fixed as soon as we can because we want to make Wednesday and Thursday awesome.
Yeah, we rely heavily on you, the community, to be able to help us out. We're such a small company that in many ways we view you guys as part of the process when we're doing all this stuff.
Most definitely. And before we hop into the next match, I want to show you guys a very awesome video made by Cider Helm, the Rona Hero Spotlight.
Yay!
Hey, this is Cider Helm, and welcome to the Vainglory Hero Spotlight. Today we're looking at Rona, a berserker who tears through teams as easily as single opponents. Rona is all about getting into battle and crushing her enemies. She's able to drive her enemies from her, using her extreme close-up damage to force teams to scatter. Rona's abilities use a special resource called Blood Rage, shown beneath her health bar. This rage is generated from her attacks and abilities, as well as when she takes damage. Since she doesn't use energy, items with energy and energy regeneration instead allow her to slowly generate extra rage while she's in combat. Rona's Berserker's Fury perk allows her to attack much faster than most heroes. The damage she deals with each attack is reduced, but make no mistake, this perk substantially increases how much damage she deals over time. Rona's Into the Fray allows her to leap to a targeted location. This deals a burst of crystal damage to nearby enemies, then deals a larger burst as the ground ruptures. This ruptured ground does not continue to deal damage, but will slow enemies attempting to move across it. Into the Fray generates rage when she lands on enemies. Additionally, Rona gains a surge of adrenaline when she lands on an enemy hero, briefly reducing the amount of damage she takes from any source. This damage reduction bonus stacks, meaning she takes significantly less damage when she lands her leap on multiple enemy heroes. I recommend learning this ability at level 2, but upgrading it first and taking its overdrive. Rona's Foe Splitter allows her to strike her target with both axes, dealing weapon and crystal damage and applying weapon effects. Rona spins her axes for a moment after using Foe Splitter. During this time, she can reactivate the ability to strike a second time, dealing more damage and temporarily reducing any healing the target receives. Foe Splitter's first strike generates rage. However, the second strike consumes all of her current rage and increases in damage based on how much rage was consumed. This ability's cooldown is reduced each time Rona lands a basic attack. I recommend learning Foe Splitter at level 1, but upgrading it last. When Rona activates her Red Mist ultimate, she begins whirlwinding, dealing constant, heavy weapon damage to all enemies around her. She can move freely during this time, but at greatly reduced speed. Red Mist cannot be activated until Rona already has a lot of rage, and it consumes rage each second that it's active. The ultimate ends when Rona runs out of rage. It can also be cancelled early by reactivating the ability or by using another ability. I recommend learning and upgrading Red Mist when it's available. Take the final upgrade instead of the overdrive on Foe Splitter when your opponents are staying grouped up during teamfights. Raw weapon power items are great when you want to deal more damage with Red Mist. Serpent Mask is particularly useful as the lifesteal works on the ultimate's damage, allowing her to survive longer during combat. Attack speed and crit heavy items are very good for maximizing burst damage on single targets. When picking these items up, consider taking the overdrive on Foe Splitter instead of the final rank of her ultimate. Rona's ally, Adagio, has just been killed in the lane, and Taka is now bravely jumping into the entire enemy team. And of course, the scent of a little blood is more than enough for Rona to follow up. As she lands, take note of Rona's impact area. Without crystal items, her leap deals very little damage, but both Ringo and Glaive will need to cross the rupture if they intend to move closer to Taka. With a quick Foe Splitter strike, Rona finishes off the enemy crawl as Taka attempts to flee. Rona's chosen to use her rage for her whirlwind instead of a follow-up Foe Splitter, and for good reason. Ringo and Glaive both want to finish off Taka badly enough that they've walked directly into her ruptured ground. Even though Red Mist slows Rona, this no longer matters as her opponents are also slowed. While Rona doesn't finish them off, she's left a pretty serious dent, and she's not only allowed Taka to escape, but also kept the enemy team from pushing the lane. In this fight, Rona's initial rupture helps split Adagio's teammates off from him and allows Celeste to easily bully him away. Using both the rupture and the whirlwind to disrupt grouped up teams allows Rona to heavily influence the direction of teamfights. There's a couple other things that are important to understand both for Rona and for the people playing with and against her. Though Rona is a warrior, her damage and playstyle may feel more familiar to assassins and snipers. She shares many of the same strengths and weaknesses, and like these heroes, often needs to stay ahead on items to keep an edge on her opponents. For these reasons, Rona has fantastic synergy with strong supporting heroes that compensate for her weaknesses and allow her to get gold, such as Arden, Adagio, and Fortress. Thanks for watching the Rona Hero Spotlight. Download Vainglory free.
And we're back. All right, talk for a second. I'm chewing.
All right, good to go. It's been really exciting to roll out 1.6. It was really important for us to create a couple of characters, Fortress and Rona, that were really different from the previous set that we created. Because we created that trio that was originally set up by Ciderhelm, and that trio is very, it's magical, but there's a heavy technological base to it. So we wanted to do something that was much more along the lines of like a barbaric or a primitive group of heroes. And so we have Rona and Fortress, these two characters that are from almost like a Viking-style Lost World.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're hopping into another game, and I know some of you guys are wondering about what we did to Jewel. I know some of you guys are worried that Jewel's going to be underpowered or whatever. I promise she's okay. In any case, in this game, we have 80-0 Ellen DeGeneres, Gabe Bizzle versus Gibbs, Jajak, and Shin. So you're going to see Jajak right here play Jewel, so it should be okay. And so the changes to Jewel, honestly, it's more of a bug fix than an actual change. So what we did was, let's go watch Shin for a bit.
I love watching Shin.
So first thing, Rocket Leap. The stun hitbox has been reduced by 5%. That's basically nothing, but it looks a bit more accurate. That's pretty much the main thing. Rocket Leap's pushback no longer cancels enemies' abilities. So this is actually pretty big. If you have a Jewel leap next to an Adagio and doesn't actually stun him, Adagio will still get bounced back, but his ult will still be channeling. So his entire ult will basically just shift areas, and it actually looks kind of interesting, but it makes sure that you don't randomly cancel people's abilities just by landing somewhat close to them, because the radius of Jewel's knockback is actually pretty large. And the next thing, Big Red Button now deals damage over 6 ticks instead of 3. Same channel time though, so it's still channeled for 1.5 seconds. But the thing is, we fixed a bug where Jewel was doing damage at the 0 second, 0.5 second, and 1 second mark. That's right. Now she does damage at the 0, 0.3, 0.6, 0.9, 1.2, and 1.5. So her damage has basically been shifted back 0.5 seconds to have the full amount of damage. But we haven't touched her crystal ratios. That's right. She still does a lot of damage. If you can set up that combo, you will still vaporize people.
but it's a little less unfairly bursty. So there's a chance to step outside of it, you know.
Right.
Unlike before, like you couldn't take 2 steps and you were dead.
Most definitely. All right, a little bit of fight happening right here. 80 is coming in. However,
Can
Jack is
really
falling
deep.
right behind him. And this is going to be interesting.
That's
I think
interesting
Blue
how they're
Team's in a bad
surrounding each other
spot.
on.
Blue
Yeah.
Team's just running. Gabe Vizzle might be caught out. 80 is dead.
Completely got out.
Gabe Vizzle has to run. Can he make it? He might be done here. Oh, he gets one attack off. And he gets away. So
He
taking
manages
advantage
it.
of
Excellent.
that perk. Really, really well played.
A little bit of boost.
However, Fortress does drop, but that's no surprise. He was caught in the enemy side jungle pretty far in.
Yeah.
So the last few changes on Jewel. Big Red Button will begin to reveal Jewel the moment she begins channeling. So you can't basically stand in a bush and just randomly kill people because they don't see you coming or see you casting it. It will now indicate exactly where she is as soon as she begins channeling it. And the final thing, Big Red Button and Thunderstrike damage hitboxes start near the front of Jewel. So it actually matches what it looks like, as opposed to sometimes you are able to like cash your Big Red Button and like kill someone behind you. That's been fixed. That's gone. So you actually have to aim it now. You actually have to keep a lower range. If you do get behind Jewel, she'll be in much more danger. Alright, so that's pretty much the changes on Jewel. Other than that, so we have Taka in this game. Minor nerf to Taka. He is considered a pretty strong hero, like in the current metagame.
Sure.
So what we've done was his Mortal Strike lifesteal is down from 30% to 20%. That's it. That's about it. He still does a lot of damage.
He does a lot of damage. It's just his ability to stay alive after a fight and go super deep has been mitigated somewhat.
Yes. Well, it's all good. All right. And who else do we see in this game? Fortress. All right. Fortress's second ability, Law of the Claw.
Yeah.
The stacks to trigger it has been bumped up from 5 to 6. So one more basic attack is needed to actually pop the mark.
Yeah.
The initial damage has been dropped by 30 across the board. So it used to be from 120 to 370. Now it's 90 to 340, which is honestly early game. This is actually pretty big deal, but late game it's nothing really. Like he'll still do decent damage. His ganks are still going to be very effective, but we felt like he was doing a little bit too much early game. He was a little bit too powerful in snowballing the
There's
game.
a lot of front end damage.
And finally, on Fortress, percent health damage crystal ratio up from 0.05 to 0.06. If you want to go crystal, it's a little bit better, but honestly, it's still okay at best. And that's pretty much it for Fortress.
No,
and
man,
Jewel.
I'm all about Crystal Fortress.
It's pretty fun.
Actually, I'm all about cooldown Fortress.
Oh yeah,
Constantly having wolves up, using them basically as a ping on the map. Is
Yeah.
amazing.
just like it's like the old flare. You hit your attack with a pack,
Yeah, that's
wolves come
true.
out, they're everywhere.
And then people are bleeding suddenly.
Yep. And if they do pop the mark, great. And like 30 seconds later, you hit it again. And your enemies are just like, this is ridiculous.
It's totally ridiculous.
All right, let's see if Shinkai can pull off this gang with Gibbs right here. Jack might want to jump in first.
Okay.
Oh,
here it
80.
comes.
That was a
Here.
huge
Oh,
mistake.
Oh, so lousy. So
That
painful.
was just incredibly aggressive play by 80. Definitely a mistake there. Getting himself caught out very easily. Gabe Vizzle
Here we go.
might be caught here though. Shinkaigen
really
jumping
separating
in.
people out and slowing them down.
However, it looks like the blue team will be able to escape. There's a ton of scout traps everywhere, so they'll be just fine. Gibbs using that heal on himself. He'll just retreat with Shin, and they'll be totally okay.
Sometimes I'll engage just with normal attacks when I'm using Rona and reserve into the fray for when I want to cut people off.
Most definitely. Like the Rupture actually does more damage than the initial impact of the leap. So if you're able to catch someone in the Rupture while they're retreating, it's actually incredibly potent.
And not on top of them, I take it on their retreat route.
So basically you drop it right behind someone, the place
That's
they
right.
want to walk into, but you're not letting them.
So her with Fortress is just basically, it's really difficult to escape.
Ooh, nice Rocket League coming
There
out
you
from
go.
Jack right there. Gabe
Good
Vizzle
job.
going extremely low. Ellen DeGeneres has to run. And 80 is once again dead. So not a very good performance by 80 right now. He's 0-3-0. Pretty tough time in lane against that Jewel. And this jungle control coming out from the red side is just
It's
quite
super
good.
intense.
Yeah, taking the early game fight on the red side jungle. The early game invade didn't really work out for them, even though Fortress and Taka is generally seen as a very strong early game combo.
Yeah.
The collapse from the red side was just really, really good early game.
And Gibbs is doing a really good job in supporting Shin and really having Rona live up to her potential.
Most definitely. I would definitely say Adagio and Rona is definitely one of the most powerful jungle combinations in 1.6.
It is sick, yeah.
Maybe up there with Petal. Petal is pretty terrifying now.
She is terrifying, man.
So, speaking of Petal, let me just go over the changes on her a little bit. But first, let's watch this fight. Gabe Weasel running out, getting pretty low. Shinkai doing a lot of damage. Bigger button comes
Here
out.
we
80-0
go.
is going to maybe drop to Jack. Jack does go down. Shinkai chasing down Gabe Weasel. However, Gabe Weasel might be able to get out of this. However, 80-0 is getting knocked down by Gibbs. Gibbs going extremely low. The scout trap comes out. Gabe
Here we
Weasel
go.
finishes off Gibbs. And Shinkai is on the pursuit.
There you go.
Will he be able to finish him off? Oh yeah, Gabe Weasel's gone.
Completely has the capability to do that.
Yep, well played by Shin. 3-0 and 3 on Rona already, so fantastic play. Building a chronograph, so if you do build energy on Rona, you'll get in-combat blood rage regeneration.
So much.
Yeah, which is actually quite good. You hit a minion and you just walk away, and you're going to regenerate quite a bit of it.
Absolutely.
So actually, one of my favorite items on Rona is either an Aftershock or a Clockwork. Clockwork drops your cooldowns quite a bit. Make sure that you always have rage for your fights.
I completely agree with this build. I mean, it's just like the Avengers where the Hulk turns around and goes, the secret is, I'm always angry.
Yep.
And that's basically what you're doing with Rona here.
Most definitely. All right, Jack getting jumped on by blue team. However, it just jumps away. Rocket Leap. No problem. He'll be just fine. Going with the weapon jewel build. That's interesting. So blue team might want to stack a little bit more armor this game, but I think they'll be okay. So Petal changes. Quite a few things. There were a few changes we wanted to get in, but we couldn't because of stability issues.
Yeah.
A little kind of unfortunate, but we're gonna keep looking at making sure Petal is in a good spot in the future too. So Jack getting extremely low here.
It's true.
I don't have any time to talk about Petal. I want to.
Everything's so
Everything is
happening
just
so
happening.
quickly. Oh my goodness.
All right,
and
blue team
Shin
getting
Kagan
dropped.
again causing so much damage here.
Yeah, blue team definitely should not be taking
There
these
we
fights.
go.
They're just constantly trying to walk in the red team's jungle, and it's just a mistake right now.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, like every time she starts spinning and stuff like that and hitting things, she's slowing people down, and that's allowing Jewel to just do like a death poke, basically.
Pretty much. All right. Anyway, back to Petal. All right. First of all, her pets are super aggro now, which
They are.
means they're now smart enough to pursue enemies into vision, into like bushes and like out of vision.
Yeah.
So if they're close enough to attack, they're gonna go for the attack, which is great. They're also a lot more responsive, so if you switch targets mid spontaneous combustion, they will actually try to switch targets, which might be a mistake. So watch out for that. Existing pets will level up when you level up her second ability. So when you level up Yay pets, your existing monies will also level up with them. They used to not, and that was kind of rough because then you had to like get them killed somehow and then raise them again, which was kind of a pain.
Yeah.
So we fixed that.
Looks like Taka's going really deep into the jungle.
Yep, I don't know where he's going. He's taking the back line. Oh, 150. Wow, so that's been up for quite a while.
Yeah.
Really good steal right here. So that's basically 300 gold
Run.
for him right there. However, he is caught out right here, and he might just drop. I
Oh, that's-
don't. Oh, he might get away from this. Actually, no.
Nope, here comes Jewel. Oh, God.
He's trying.
Go, Gabe, go.
He is trying. Oh, he almost takes
my
down
goodness.
Gibbs, but not
Almost.
quite. However, this does buy a little bit of time for his team to get a little bit of farm, but
It's so hard to choose who you're going
Yeah.
to kill in that situation. I mean, obviously, if you go after Rona, like, Gibbs will completely keep her alive, but
most definitely. All right, Ellen Generous
In the
still
meantime,
level
get
5.
damaged.
That's rough. So Ellen Generous on that fortress really far behind at this
Shin
point.
doing a good job jumping in and preventing avenues of escape.
80-0 trying to outspin Shin,
It's
but
just
Shin is
weird,
just too
yeah.
far ahead right now.
Way too far ahead.
Yep. All right, back to Petal. Her pets now attack 50% faster, which is actually your natural attack speed. Like,
Sure.
they seem much more responsive this way, and that means they have much less time spent like standing around after an attack, like just doing nothing. So attack 50% faster. They're much more responsive when chasing. So if you switch targets, they'll quickly switch
Big
targets.
deal.
However, we did drop their base damage to compensate for the increased attack speed. So their base attack was 20 to 95 plus 45% crystal ratio.
That's right.
It is now 12 to 62 plus 35% crystal ratio. So the base damage is basically the same. There's basically no difference to that. However, her crystal ratio DPS is now 16% higher.
Yeah.
Give or take a little bit. Which is, it's good. But the main thing is the responsiveness of her pets is really what makes a big difference here.
Yeah, absolutely. And in that way, it's caused a lot better synergy with things like Eve and particularly Frostburn.
Most definitely. Like, Frostburn is terrifying on Petal now. Adagio with Petal, Fortress with Petal, like getting those bleed stacks is almost instantaneous with those pets. Shin just cleaning house right here. This is a slaughter.
This is brutal.
I'm just going to talk about Petal because why not? All right, so her seeds, her first ability, they now give vision, but the amount of vision they give is basically nothing. You have to be standing on top of them. They give 1.2 meters of vision, and to give you a frame of reference, that's shorter attack range than like Cruel. So you have to be literally standing on top of the seed to be seen.
80.
Yep.
Trying his best.
He's not going to be able to do anything. Shin
No.
The red team is just
Walking into Shin right now is like trying to get into a dryer filled with knives. It's just not a good idea for anybody.
Most definitely. All right, Shin. Yeah. Gabe Bizzle tries to jump in. Can't do anything. Yeah. But, yeah, so seeds, tiny bit of vision. Basically nothing. But if you make a line of them, you'll definitely see your enemies walking over them.
Oh, for sure.
80 actually doing some good work right here. Gibbs is jumping in. Can Gabe Bizzle finish off Shin here? Will this be the first death? Oh, nope.
Shin,
Shin just turns
so
around
much
and kills
brutality.
Because why not? Because that's what Shin does.
Yep.
Alright, so seeds. In addition to the armor they give, they also give shield now. So if you set up a line of seeds, you actually give your team a ton of defense. And that's huge. Like, it makes it incredibly hard to push Petal away from a defensive position.
And for those who like sort of try to screw around with double laning, it's good. You know, it really helps people out when you're doing that. But I like to do it with like a roaming Petal, where I'll go into lane, I'll plant a bunch of seeds for my laner, and then go back into the jungle and reap the benefits.
Yep, and most definitely, like what Shin is displaying here is that Rona is good in the jungle as well as in lane. So last game we saw a lane Rona do fantastically.
Sure.
This game we're seeing Shin Kagen from the jungle doing really well. So Rona definitely not just a laner, definitely a very powerful jungler. In addition to that,
Rona right now when she's running around with Adagio is completely. She's a big old V8 engine, and Adagio keeps putting the knocks right up in there.
Most definitely. All right, yeah, not too much the blue team can do right now. It's really up to the red team just to close this off. All right, final change to Petal. This might seem odd, but we actually nerfed her ultimate a little bit. So her base damage dropped from 245 to 455 down to 215 to 405. Considering we put more damage into her mines and made her mines much more responsive, made them much more powerful, we didn't want a weapon Petal to just completely explode people with her ultimate.
That's right.
This basically means if you go Crystal, her mines will do a lot of work.
Absolutely.
If you go Weapon, you're basically relying on your basic attacks, and your money is being super aggressive. Gibbs just going in, doing a lot of work. Shin Kagen, huge right now.
A good job of crowd controlling, just slowing people down. It's the double slow from both Gibbs and from Shin that are really causing havoc on these faster characters.
Most definitely. Yeah, blue team just... Oh my gosh, they're just gone.
Oh my goodness.
And that there is a hugely good combo. Wow. Got them with the burst of judgment. Got them in the red mist. Got them in the big red button. They're done.
Yeah. Adagio definitely.
Shin goes down though.
Oh, no,
not Shin.
No, he's alive.
J-Jack goes down.
Yeah, I mean, Adagio totally feels like a fallen angel, and certainly we went all the way with his skin, but in this case,
it's
Adagio's the sin and the spin the win. I'm telling you that much.
Most definitely. Adagio plus Rona, fantastic combo right there. Highly recommend trying it out.
Yeah, lots of fun.
Mm-hmm. All right, so good game right there. 80-0 Ellen DeGeneres gave it going down to Gibbs, Jajak, and Shin. So good moves by them. And it looks like the double Serpent's Mask build is pretty popular here.
Yeah, it's a good build.
Yep, definitely very powerful. And as you can see, like if you're not able to kite away from the Rona, she's just gonna spin on your team and she's going to kill everyone.
Well, the main difference here in this team, as opposed to the last game, was that Adagio was constantly with Rona. In the last game, when we had the double Serpent Mask, there wasn't enough Adagio, and Adagio is bumping, not just healing her, but bumping her damage considerably with his buff.
Right, and that is huge. All right, finish with this match. Back to the big cam. Hello, see our faces. We got Sugar Venom right off screen.
I'm over here.
She is over there. And we're going to be trying to get a few more games in, so...
Oh my gosh, you guys, we have like...
Oh,
way over 5K viewers, and I am trying so hard to keep up with the chat.
So thank you guys all for tuning in. The servers are down right now. We are putting out the 1.6 live preview patch, which is basically, if you guys find any bugs, let us know as soon as possible because we want to get these things fixed as soon as we can.
Yeah, it's a pretty big patch. There's a lot of stuff involved.
Oh yeah.
Not only a bunch of balance changes, but we've got skins going in. We have that new hero Rona, and
got casual, we got ranked.
Yeah,
got the ice boxes. We got so much stuff in here.
Cards on cards, man. It's cool stuff.
Yep. So in case you don't know about the casual and ranked mode, casual, you'll still get every single thing you get from ranked, except for your MMR changing.
That's true.
Casual does have its own hidden MMR, but it won't display it on your profile. So if you want to play casual, go for it. You'll still be matched up against people around your skill level.
Yep.
But you will not see like the actual progression in your skill tier. If you want to see a progression in your skill tier, play ranked. You basically need at least 3 heroes unlocked. You will not be able to use the free hero rotation in ranked.
Yeah.
But you also need to be level 10 account level, and you need level 10 karma. So if you do drop out of any of those statistics, you will lose the ability to play ranked. So if someone's trolling a lot in ranked and they get downvoted a lot, they will lose the ability to play ranked and affect your skill tier.
That's right.
So, all the trolls, better watch out.
It's a really good opportunity for when you go up a skill tier and you're not sure how you fit in that skill tier. Going into casual allows you to acclimate to the new altitude, so to speak.
Oh, yeah. All right, we got another match going on here.
These are all my questions, right?
I have not yet. I will answer them.
Whenever.
I can't type. Aha. All right, gonna answer some questions from Sheer. Oh, I don't actually have your questions. They didn't show up.
Oh no, on Skype?
Yep.
Did you add me?
I think I did.
Pending contact request.
I thought I added you. Is this you?
Do I have to add you? Okay, I'll figure it
Same
out
as
while
the
you
famous,
talk.
yeah?
Oh, no, I added you on another name, I think.
Oh, okay. Totally fine. In any case, we are hopping into
Alright.
another match. I'll be giving out a little bit of ice after this game.
Yay!
And what else have we not talked about? Bug fixes. We fixed a bug where Phantom Flame's Crystal Ratio didn't apply to subsequent stacks.
Yeah.
So Scarf was actually doing quite a bit less damage than he should have been. Scarf can no longer use Reflex Block to block his own self-stance during his ultimate, allowing him to use other abilities while breathing out. However, he can still use these items. So he only blocks his abilities. Currently, his ultimate just stops him from using his abilities, but he's still able to activate items. So he can use his boots, he can use Reflex Block, he can do whatever. But he won't be able to use his other abilities. Fix the bug where a big red button deals all damage over 1 second instead of over the 1.5 channel duration.
Yeah.
Already talked about that a little bit. And fix the bug where Catherine was applying her stun a few frames too early. So now it'll look more in sync with her actual hit animation. In terms of map-wide changes, this one, not too big, but might affect some of you. Turrets must now be destroyed in order.
Yeah, it affects you guys. It's like to
Yes.
sneak in Petal, Jewel, and try
Yeah.
to take those back turrets for the front ones.
Right. So this will basically make it a little bit better for a losing team if they do get ace and Kraken's taken.
Yeah.
The enemy team won't just be able to destroy 2 turrets at a time. They have to do 1 at a time. The ace buff is canceled when you take turret damage. That's actually really nice to prevent turret dives. And
right.
if you do go for a turret dive, it's much more risky, and that's pretty fun. Jungle minis no longer do true damage. That was our bad. That was unintentional last patch. So you can mitigate with armor and shield. So similar to turrets, to reduce damage from jungle camps, you can build armor or shield, and you'll take less damage from them. So good
Ooh,
stuff.
Rona's going to lane. Let's see
Rona
where this is
in
going.
lane versus Ringo. This is actually gonna be rough for her. I feel Ringo is pretty good against Rona in lane.
Yeah.
However, Ringo Fortress is actually a very powerful combo in the jungle.
Absolutely.
We'll see how this plays out. A few other changes. The death beam in your spawn fountain. So if you walk into the enemy spawn and you get like laser beam to death,
Yeah.
it now ends sooner when you leave the area. So it's a little bit more reasonable. Like it used to stick on you for quite a while, and that's been fixed to be more responsive. And finally, because of the changes to Book of Eulogies, we've also introduced melee heroes, or most melee heroes will have plus 33 bonus defense against lane minions. So if you're playing like Taka versus like a Ringo, the lane mains will do a little bit less damage to you. However, the enemy hero will still do full damage to you. So it's just a little bit more incentive for the laners or melees to go lane. It will still be difficult because range does have the poke advantage, obviously.
Yeah.
But it makes it a little bit less of a bad choice.
Sure,
Alright,
but
right.
you know, like our heroes that are melee heroes that have good lane capability, like a Jewel,
Yeah.
it really gives her quite the advantage.
Oh, definitely. All right, so Trogdor getting pretty low here. Does go down. Beta Equal is
intense.
jumping in. However, he's in a bad spot now. POA is dropping pretty low, but Kolamik is just going to walk on out of
Yeah,
there.
not bad choice
However,
for him.
he is trying to kite down some people.
Kolamik is doing a really good job.
But the red team will be okay, so not too much happening there. Kolamik coming out with a pretty big CS lead right now. Is 16 to... Well, he was technically against Arona, so Arona's at 4, but Lost Boy Toph on his Ringo is at 14, so I guess it's pretty even across the board. Also, one more change to some changes to items. Minion Candy no longer works on summons and pets. So that means Fortresses, Wolves, Petal's Munions no longer are affected by them.
Yeah, that was
And
pretty
Petal
good.
is actually completely fine without it. She was ridiculously strong with them
Yes, she
in
was.
this iteration. So we basically didn't want to tune things around being able to, like, having to know the special mechanic about your summons. And it's like, okay, you have to have Minion Candy or else your hero is just less effective. That's not very fun. We basically just made her more effective across the board.
Yeah.
Fountain stacking. There was some concern about fountains being like super stackable by a team. We made a small change, which is after receiving 600 healing from a fountain, or however many fountains, subsequent fountains are now 66% as effective. So if you have already healed 600 from it, the next fountain will just heal like 1/3 less.
Yeah.
That means stacking fountains will be less effective. This is still like a mechanic we're looking into. We definitely want to find a more elegant solution to this.
Sure.
So definitely something we'll be revisiting in the future. Bone Saw Armor Shred down from 12% to 10%, so just a little bit less effective overall. It was a little bit too powerful considering people were building against people that weren't building armor.
That's right.
Like Bone Saw was meant to be an item that was good against people who had a lot of armor, not a good item against people who don't have any armor.
Right.
And that's about it. Like in addition to the Book of Eulogies changes, which is that the range or like the all-purpose healing is still there, but melee healing is only happens if you actually kill it with a melee basic attack. So that's pretty much the changes in this patch.
Did you talk about the flare changes?
Flare changes. You have allied colors.
Yeah.
So if your allies use it, it'll have a little green hue around it. If an enemy casts a flare, it will just be the standard red.
That's right.
There are some changes to Scarf too, which I'll get into later.
Kolamik separated out.
Yep, Kolamik might be going down
There
here.
you go.
POA is running him down, but I guess killed by Lost by Toph, so really good play by Lost by Toph there.
job.
Good presence of mind to fight him, snipe him around the corner. And right here, Beta Equal is just kind of chilling. He is just chilling. Red team's going for the gold mine, and this is almost definitely going down for them. There's nothing blue team can do about that.
Well, I mean, POA is again going for that early vamp, and on the other side, I'm not sure. Other than Ringo, I'm not sure if they have a good counter to this team.
Looks like I don't know. It's gonna be tough for the blue team to do too much, considering that Ringo is just like kind of dancing around them right now. They really have to let Glaive hit him back with the afterburn into this team, and because Ringo is fairly immobile, with a fortress with a Glaive, it should be fairly easy to catch him. However, then they have to worry about the Rona. But right now, Rona isn't doing too hot. Like POA, doing okay, but 18 CS, 1-1 and 3, not the greatest game. However, let's see. Looking at the patch notes a little bit more. Small tuning things. Vox increases resonance amp from 20, 40, 60, 80, 125 to 50, 65, 80, 95, 125. Basically making Crystal Vox a little bit better early game. He was getting kind of overshadowed by Weapon Vox.
Yeah, Weapon Vox is really changing the situation.
Right. And in addition, we dropped Vox's attack speed at level 12 down from 161 to 151. So a little bit less scaling. He didn't really need the extra attack speed. He was
No, he
already
really
as
didn't.
powerful. He's pretty powerful. Like Vox is strong.
He's really strong.
Minor change to Saw. We're still taking a very close look at Saw. We definitely want to make more changes to him in the future. But His spin up also grants 1 shield in addition to 1 armor. It's honestly not that
Yeah.
big. Like we definitely have our eyes on him. We definitely want to make him much more viable in the future. And
That's right.
Last Blade Tough versus Kolomeek. Kolomeek is gonna probably drop here. The potions are. Oh look!
Oh,
Scout drop.
how unfortunate.
That was really unfortunate.
That's a sad, sad state of affairs.
Yeah.
So one of the things that's happening with Saw, and it's also happening with Petal, you know, a lot of characters were introduced that had AOE damage, which really gave Petal's minions a hard time, and so giving her a little bit of a buff, so that the changing meta does not overshadow her viability was really good.
Right.
The other thing is that we've introduced a lot of highly mobile characters, so more and more Saw is finding, since he's not a particularly mobile character, less and less relevance. But now we're sort of offsetting his lack of mobility with some solutions, you know, and giving him more, you know, a little bit more armor is a step in that direction.
Mm-hmm. All right. So things seem to be going pretty even this game. Toff just dropped. Wow. POA just dropped. What is going on? Kolomeek
Oh my goodness.
is dropping.
Are we?
Nairus.
Oh no. Wow.
Okay, well, an ace comes out for the blue team. I have no idea how that
I
happened
didn't
because
know
I
that,
wasn't
how
paying
that
attention
happened at all.
But great job to blue team. That was an odd sequence of events.
I think everybody was just sort of bunched up in a corner, and there were a couple of key turret shots. But
Yep.
I feel that Glaive had his stacks up.
Yeah, probably a little bit overzealous by the red side. It looked like they lost Blade Toff, went for a fight with Kolomeek. Kolomeek won out.
Yeah.
And then like the rest of his team the rest of red team just kind of trickled in
Yeah.
and just died one after another.
It's because even though everything was fairly even, the kills were pretty one-sided until that point.
Mm-hmm. All right. And finally, the last like major changes in this patch. Scarf's kit, we did a few changes to it. So Spitfire, it now collides with heroes and objectives only. That's it. It doesn't collide with anything else. So that means it hits heroes, it hits like Kraken, gold mine turrets, minion mines, and all that jazz.
But it'll go through minions and
Yeah, it'll go through minions, it'll go through like pedal minions, it'll go through jungle monsters. And now it damages everything it passes through. So if you have like a level 5 Spitfire and it does like 370 damage or 300 damage, it'll now do 370 damage,
Ooh, boy.
like however much damage to the first target. However, each subsequent target will take
Kolomeek.
66% of the damage. So if you originally were doing 100 damage, the next target will take 66, and then the target after that will take 66% of that, and so on. So it'd be like 44, and then down to like 30 something, and so on.
So in that case, in this last battle, the mortal from the bleed out bite was really doing the executions after Kolomeek would do the high burst in the beginning of the fight.
Most definitely. Fortress and Ringo make a fantastic pair just because Ringo attacks fairly quickly and he can get a lot of burst damage very fast.
Yeah.
And with Fortress on his side, he just drops people so quickly.
Yeah, you get them low really quickly with your abilities, and then Fortress comes in and does it execute, basically.
Yep, so really good peel coming out from Beta Equal. They're knocking
Good
away
job.
the Fortress from Kolomeek and just allowing them to just clean house here. So blue team doing fantastically after a pretty rough start.
Well, Beta Equal, I mean, deciding to become a much more DPS built Glaive rather than someone that's a little bit more tanky is a really good choice.
Right, because the red team noticed that, okay, originally Kolomeek was like the only target that they had to kill, and they just jumped on him over and over.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now that Beta Equal does have some weapon damage,
Yeah.
if they do focus Kolomeek, Beta Equal's gonna kill all of them.
That's right. And they have to walk through Beta Equal just to get
Oh,
to
yeah.
Kolomeek. So it's not a good day for them. Either.
Yep, so definitely a really powerful front line right there. Definitely a little bit stronger than POA right now on that Rona. Rona is definitely looking to go for that. Looks like he got a Serpent's Mask. Looks like he might be going for a Bone Saw or a Tornado Trigger. Probably a Bone Saw. And he's going to probably be trying to just shred armor for Lost Way Toff to do the damage. Anyway, going back to Scarf. It damages everything it passes through. Each subsequent target takes 66% of the damage of the previous target. And a collision box has been reduced to bare mesh the visual size of the fireball. It sometimes just hit you randomly even though you weren't even close to it. So
Yeah, the collision box was pretty big.
yeah, so it's been fixed to actually match what it looks like.
For sure. I mean, even with a hypermobile character like Vox, I would find that I was suddenly on fire even though I was
Right.
dashing sideways.
Right. And the damage is up in the middle level. So it used to be 75, 100, 125, 150, 325, which is a huge jump at the last level.
That's right.
And it's now a little bit more linear. 75, 125, 175, 225, 325. So it still caps out at the same amount, but the middle levels will feel much better.
Nice separation, and now both PO is gone.
Yeah, wow. The blue team just cleaning
Really
house
good.
right here.
Glade
Beta
doing
equal.
a good job.
Yep. Oh, Neil goes down. So lost by top, last member remaining. He's most likely going to
So
drop.
Glaive doing what he does, I mean, really being a kiting multiplier.
Yep. Glaive just doing so well this game. And right there, you see they took damage from the turrets, so they both lost their ace buffs.
That's right.
So definitely have to watch out for that in the future. In addition to that on Scarf, Goop's pull damage versus turrets is down to 33% strength. It was kind of annoying to deal with the Scarf who just like dropped his Goop on your turret and then dropped the Spitfire and walks away. He's like, your turret's now dead and you can't do anything about it. But now he does have Phantom Flames on turrets. However, it is at 33% strength. However, he is able to just, if he lights the turret on fire, he can burn it down pretty well just by auto-attacking a few
That's
times.
for sure.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Hi guys, we're probably about 15 minutes from servers going up.
Fantastic.
Remember that it's never, smooth right away. Everybody's trying to get in, and so you might experience problems. Be patient. It's an awesome update.
Yeah, in the meantime, we're going to be here to entertain you and give you guys some, behind-the-scenes information about how 1.6 came together.
Most definitely. So we pretty much went over all the things in the patch notes. This
That's right.
game is looking pretty one side in favor of blue side at this point. They did really well. They were having a rough early game,
That's right.
but they definitely made a good comeback because
There was a
I feel-
build adjustment, I think.
yeah, definitely. I feel like Glaive did really, really well bringing his team back into the game. Beta Equal takes a lot of damage right here, but he'll be just fine. They still got a few fountains. Even though Fountain has been nerfed a little bit, it's still pretty powerful. Let me do something real quick. Alright, looks like the red team is coming in for the blue side. This could be an interesting fight. Oh, Beta Equal
Beta
drops
Equal-
instantly.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness, that was pretty intense.
That was rough. That was really, really unexpected.
Well, I mean, Ringo's got it now. I mean,
This
he had
is
Tension
true.
Tension Bow and Sorrow Blade ready to rock, and so when they walked in there was a lot of exploding.
Most definitely. Alright, everyone is dead. Gold Mine is getting taken by the red team. I'm sorry, I was checking something on my laptop real quick.
Such a strong swing, man. I mean, like when we thought that they were just being snowballed at this point, there was a good comeback. Again, having to do with just adjusting their builds and changing the way they think.
Most definitely. Alright, lost by Toph. Maybe do a little bit of damage to this turret, but Beta Equal, not very tanky, but Glaive does have that innate lifesteal, which is very, very good to keep yourself sustained in lane.
Yes, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, servers are down currently for the update. They'll be back up pretty soon, hopefully. We're working on things as quickly as we can. We gotta make sure things are stable. We don't want anything to break as soon as we put it up. So hopefully you guys will be able to play pretty soon. Gotta try out Rona. She'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Should be good stuff.
Ooh, and all those boxes of ice.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
glory.
The glory boxes. For those of you who have a lot of glory, this is your time. It's
It
time
is.
to
It's your
spend
time.
your glory and
Time to
just
spend it.
get some skins.
Yeah.
Or close to skins.
That's right.
Alright,
We
Cole
get-
and me pushing things out.
We got that tier 3 Koshka.
Oh my gosh, it's
Oh.
beautiful.
I
Alrighty.
emailed you instead of Skyping. So
Oh,
if you
excellent.
wanna look later, whatever.
Alright. Will Frostburn apply Rona's ultimate? Rona's ultimate does both weapon and crystal damage.
That's
If you
right.
build crystal, it'll do crystal damage. So it will technically apply Frostburn, but only if you build crystal. Rona will be ice for 1 week, I believe, before she's open for glory purchases. So those of you who want to play Rona early, make sure you...
PLA melted again.
Jeez.
Good job. Call to Meek doing a good job smashing.
Hello.
things.
We have Evil Finn here.
Here
Who
we go.
is-
Show my guns.
Who's here to
Oh,
show
that's
her
right.
guns. She's
So-
having a gun contest with
so, like-
Chainsaw.
Let's do
Oh,
this.
wow.
So let's
Are we
let's
doing
flex.
this?
Not behind my head. You're never gonna see it. So a lot of the inspiration for creating Rona was because of Evil Finn doing the CrossFit and stuff like that. Because she's
She's our resident Viking.
That's right.
She's the donkey bridge.
She's a donkey bridge.
I don't want to even touch that.
I do. No, for real, guys. I got to write all of the Rona, or a lot of the Rona voiceovers, and I did a lot of finished sayings from you.
Thank you.
I love
appreciate
that.
it.
And
A
I
lot of
made
donkey
the actress
bridges.
sort of have an accent.
That's cool.
Nice.
She's
That is
great.
cool. Thank you. So
All
there's
right.
that.
So what are you up here for?
I just came here to say hi.
Tell us things.
Hi.
Tell us about things.
I can tell you about Europe. I
Tell
was
us
in
about
Europe.
Europe. How
I
was
was all
that?
around Europe.
Did you
I can
see
tell
it?
you it was more than tiresome, but it was amazing. Like our players everywhere around the world are just like the nicest people I've ever met.
We love you
Seriously.
guys.
Like Russia was amazing. It was our first event, and we were super nervous because you kick off the week.
Right.
And it went so well. The community manager Dima did a fantastic job. So big shout out to you. Spasiba, хорошо. Then we went straight to Berlin. We had fun.
All right.
We are live.
Live.
We're live.
Make this happen.
And my phone is
The
ready.
servers are no longer
So I'm
down.
not gonna babble anymore, am I?
So go download it. Go play. It'll be awesome. And stick around for a little bit because we're gonna give out a little bit of ice and chainsaw
right.
and sugar event. We're gonna go a little behind the scenes on patch 1.6
Yeah,
after
go
this.
out there and go smash some face.
We are. You're gonna talk about stuff, and there's definitely something you want to stay for. Just saying that. You definitely want to stay
You
until we come
wanna
to final
stay.
because there's something really awesome that's coming up.
Things will be
A little
revealed
bit. Yep.
for the
Awesome.
faithful.
And-
Things will be revealed for the faithful.
Things will be revealed.
And if you understand that reference, you know what's getting revealed.
Yeah.
Things.
That's right. Things. Things for the devoted.
Or fins.
Fins.
Oh man.
Shall I finish my Europe babble or no?
Yes.
I'll
for it.
finish my babble.
Like
and
it's
then
my
we went
stream.
into Berlin, which was amazing. We met up with the VGL guys, Don John and Blueberry Z.
That's right.
Thank you so much. And they actually hung around with us. We went to Paris. The guys from Team Unknown were there. They kicked butt.
I'm not surprised. That's kind of what
Us
they do.
developers.
They're pretty
To be
intense.
fair, we lost everywhere when we were playing.
Going around the world in
so we
defeat,
should
that's us.
play more of our game versus develop it, I think, because if we
Mm.
want to play with our players, it's pretty sad, guys.
Yeah.
And so then from Paris we went to London, had a big blast with everyone. We actually won a game or two over there, so
Nice.
that
Excellent.
was we had some hope. And then we ended up in Madrid with Alvaro and a lot of other folks, Black Ursus, community manager down there. Muchas gracias. It was amazing.
Hi, Black Ursus.
Had so much fun, and as you can hear, I left my voice somewhere in Europe.
So did he apparently.
Yeah, I
There
don't
you
know.
go.
Were you there?
Yeah, my voice traveled with her.
So yeah, it was really cool. It was amazing to meet with everyone, and looking forward to this week's event, hanging out with all the local folks here.
For sure.
Yeah.
Alright, looks like this game is pretty much getting wrapped up right here. The blue team has taken the victory. Rain is going to be shattered in just a little bit,
Boom.
so stick around.
That's
Say
right.
something
All
in
right.
Awesome
French. There's
things.
So many French people
In
trying
French,
to understand you.
bonjour,
There
j'aime
we
bien
go.
la France. C'était
Alright.
trop marrant
To
avec
those of
vous,
you who
merci
want to
beaucoup.
win some ice, for those of you who want to win some ice, type 1.6 in chat.
Oh, you didn't say anything in German either.
1.6. I'm gonna pick.
I am not.
I'll pick 3 winners, and each of them will win like 500 ice or so.
I don't
Give or
we
take.
go.
That seems reasonable. And then after that, we're gonna have Chainsaw and Sugar Man just talk about things.
That's right.
Very, very exciting things. Alright, so thank you to Beta Equal Trogdor Kolomik for taking that win.
That's right.
Good game to Lost Way Tough, Neil, and POA. So,
Still, I mean,
Good try.
Respectable numbers, even if we lost.
indeed. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna handle this ice real quick. Switch to the big cam. And you know what? I'm gonna have Chainsaw talk about a few things first.
Yes.
While-
You're on this side. It's so left-handed. That's not good.
And I'm not.
Ah.
the chat.
Booyah.
I can't even compare.
Like,
All right,
Who wins on
so
both?
here we go.
1 point.
Why don't we have you talk about a few things first before we get into the reveal?
That's right. Okay,
So
so
we got this thing.
that's right. Bye. So yeah, originally it was, I always wanted to do a barbarian character. In many ways, early on we were doing an axe wielding large character, but that turned into Glaive, and Glaive was actually a much more subtle character than we intended when we first created it. But it was important. But I still wanted to create our axe wielding barbarian. Dual axes was a big thing. So like as I was saying before, it was a real good idea for us to walk into a more primitive kind of theme after we've done this rather technological theme with Arden and his family. So we decided on creating a group of heroes that were from a much more, I wouldn't say primitive, but harsher place that didn't have much technology. And just the idea of a barbarian and her dog sounded so amazing. Mm-hmm. Our barbarian was kind of the idea, but really she's more of a berserker. That's the real theme behind her. And we started off with Fortress, and Fortress is actually named after Captain Nito's uncle's dog, Fortress. Yeah. So so when we created him, it was good for me to make him massive and solid and looks like he's a sort of a guard dog, and I needed a character as his company that would fit. So here comes
one
Rona.
second. All right, you can stop saying 1.6 now. I have picked the 3 winners. We have let me check who won. We have Julian Niwo. You win 500 dice. Dave the Buck, you also win 500 dice. And the final winner is Ray Watts the First. So you also win 500 dice.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, and I'll let Chainsaw continue talking about things.
All right, that's right. So originally Evil Finn was the inspiration you saw here earlier. So she has a lot of the personality of her, but she has a tendency to, she's very capable, but has a tendency to wander into a situation with swinging both axes. And so a lot of the, you can come over to the mic so you can jump in. We're talking about Rona. So a lot of the VO.
I need to put a webcam up, Flynn. I should totally do that.
That's right.
You guys can keep talking in the meantime.
Not be.
You guys are totally free to keep talking.
There you go.
Okay. You need to be by the mic, Mr. Has No Voice.
Me, Mr. Has No Voice. So a lot of the VO really involved, Finnish sayings, and Sugar Venom can talk to you a little bit more about that.
We're talking about what she says. It was so much fun doing Rona's voice because I had to do so much studying about accents and how Scandinavian people do have all different kinds of accents, and I had to kind of create one for Rona since we don't really have a Scandinavia in our world. I had to kind of create one for her, and the actress was really into the show Vikings.
Good job, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so we ended up really working together, and I think she did a great job. What I love about Rona is that she's so much like me in the way that she has no idea how angry and loud she comes off. I think that she thinks that she's just a sweet girl.
Pretty much accurately describes Evil Finn as well.
Yeah, I know.
So the two of you
very loud
there's
and
a lot of
in your
inspiration.
face, and we're like, "What are you talking about? I'm not intimidating."
Mm-hmm.
So it was super fun to write her lore. I knew that she had to fight some stuff in her story. I wanted to make sure that it was a lot. We had a lot of talk in the company about whether she should have lots of targets or just a single target. And because we wanted to show her fighting lots of targets, I made her fight a bunch of horned bunnies.
Yes. Very, very dangerous horned bunnies.
That's right.
Don't mess with them.
It's a writing trick because I had to make sure that we saw lots of blood and splatter because this is a barbarian. But, I made it bunny, so it's cute.
Hello.
Hello.
We're talking about things for now.
Do you want to
We have Playoff Fear. He has unabandoned us.
Our patch notes
He's
up?
right back.
Watch out, he might want revenge for that last stream.
Oh, I cannot get revenge.
We're still talking about things.
I just saw your note that I should come
Oh.
up. Hello.
Hello. They're talking about Rona right now.
Yeah,
That's good.
Or do you want to talk about something else? Whatever's on the right button. Should I click the right button? I don't know what's there.
Yeah, what's the right button? Let's check it out.
I'm curious.
Okay, so
okay.
here was the original design for Fortress. Fortress was created by Justin Sane. Justin, one of our concept artists, and we wanted to create a wolf, but give him a magical quality. So if you look at it, there's almost an Eastern quality about it. So we have both Nordic and Chinese and Korean influences on this as well. So he's kind of a dragon dog as far as the looks go. And when we were designing him, each time we were trying to make him look bigger and bigger on the screen so that he felt like he was a solid piece of material.
Yep. And here's a little bit. I think the next slide is concept art.
Okay, let's take a look.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah, here's some variations that we were screwing around with. But there were a couple of things that we were trying, but he seemed a little too magical. What was more important was to have this kind of solid protector rather than this magic dog.
Mm-hmm. So very, very cool stuff. And this.
Check it out. Look what's coming for you.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
Tier 3.
This is Kashka.
Again,
This
more
is
Justin
exciting.
Stain stuff. Justin is this like, awesome kind of goth kid. So he's totally down with all the club gear and knows how to do this stuff right.
Most definitely.
Yeah, that's good.
And you guys
Here
have
we
seen
go.
this already.
You guys
but
have seen this, yeah.
This is awesome.
I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this and then sort of the progression. We had him getting more and more, first Shogun and then Samurai, Samurai and then Shogun, and then how do you up that? And I thought, what would be really cool is that if he just kind of dropped all the things and decided that he is going to focus in on being the best at this gun. And I just imagined, what would Ringo be like standing underneath a waterfall, spinning the gun faster and faster and faster, right? And almost like in those martial arts movies. Mm-hmm. And he spun it so fast that the water wouldn't even drop on him anymore, and the gun caught on fire. And I thought, oh, that's it.
What's the
It's
story of the
amazing.
guy? What's the story of the little minion in the background?
Everyone wonders that.
What's he training for?
Dude, he's punching trees, man. And how else can a minion
Come
take out
on.
a turret?
You don't get
Turret's made of
experience.
metal, son.
You don't get experience for punching trees.
The fists need to get bigger so he can take out those little turrets.
This is important because you just assume those minions, they just spawn and they just march down a lane, but I guess there's all sorts of training that's going on
Absolutely.
before they spawn on the full.
Yeah.
We
That's
didn't even realize
very
this.
sad then, because all they do is they train for a bit and they go out and get killed by Ringo.
But they always keep coming back.
That's true. There's always more.
It's their goal in life.
Minion training.
All right, and finally,
Okay, so
is it time?
Yeah, it's
You
time.
want to
I think
preface
so.
this a bit?
Nah,
All right.
just put it in.
All right. So this will be a slow reveal.
Yeah, we gave you a lot of 1.6, so here's a little tease for 1.7.
Oh man.
It's happening.
Wait, we're gonna stop here for a bit,
Oh, that's good.
and then we're gonna keep going.
That's a good place to stop, I think.
What?
Look at that.
You're such a tease.
Well, there we go. Whew. There you go.
That
It's right there.
Backpack. Oh my
That is
God.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I love this.
So yeah, a big inspiration for this was Lone Wolf and Cub. Look, let me talk to you guys a minute about Taka, okay? Of all the characters that we have, Taka is the most purely community-driven character. The reason why we created him in the first place is the community was crying out for a ninja. Make us a ninja, make us a ninja, make us a ninja. So I did a bunch of sketches, and then one really sang out to me, and I was talking to Captain Nito about like I see this ninja that's kind of, that's part fox. Now I said it, fox instead of red panda. For a while there, people were arguing. So we created him, and then the community cried out for, we want to see the white hat version of Taka, kind of like good guy Taka instead of the quite dark character that we have right now. So here we are, the kind of lone wolf and cub version of Taka with his white gear and legit switchblade katanas.
He is pretty awesome. Taka's awesome. I love the cub. It's so cute.
I want that backpack so bad.
Yeah. We should put that on the merch store. Yes.
Oh yeah, the merch store. If you could walk around with Taka's backpack.
Yep. All right, so that pretty much wraps things up for the 1.6 live preview
Absolutely.
Downtime stream. Servers are up. You guys should go watch. Let's see. Who should you guys watch? You guys should watch Jetpacks. He's awesome.
Oh, jetpacks from Team
Yeah.
Red.
Go
Super high.
go
elo.
hear it and type.
All right,
Super
so
Evil Mega Raid.
do a big Super Evil Mega Raid for us. Please let us know if you find any bugs in 1.6. We want to fix that right away. Hope you have an awesome time. Go get some skins. Go collect some cards. Have a good time. Tell us what you think of the update. We will be listening.
Yep.
You
All
betcha.
right. See you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.